3 reasons why you should not get Starlink now. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of fireside. That smokiness of the lap song is so good. You know, I love it. I love it. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, maybe something harder, as I always say. Depends on what part of the planet you're on. Today we're going to be talking about 3 reasons why you shouldn't get Starlink today. Why are they? We're going to get into that in just a second. But before I do, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks as of yet, go check them out. Go over to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. So let's get into this. This is, I think, really interesting, fascinating, and I think a lot of you need to know this because some of you are coming to me and saying, hey, should I get Starlink right now or should I wait? I was going to do a live Starlink type of show over the weekend, but then I forgot it was Father's Day, so my apologies. Maybe I'll do it this weekend coming up, but wait for that. I love doing this live stuff with you guys because I like that interaction. So coming soon. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, subscribe and click this little bell over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified. Let's get into this. Elon Musk Starlink is probably the most talked about internet service on the planet, and rightfully so. It is new, it's hot, and what he's been doing as of late has been just absolutely amazing. Elon's goal has always been to provide high-speed internet access to the world in rural areas, basically bridging that digital divide, so to speak. That divide between the haves and have-nots, the haves of high-speed internet access and the have-nots that don't have it. Now, has he been successful? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. I was reading an article yesterday and they were talking about different reasons on why you should wait before getting involved with Starlink. And I want to go through some of those reasons and also add some of my own and then give you my thoughts by the end of this video. And of course, as always, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment area below this video. Let's have this discussion. There has just been amazing interaction going on. And the videos that I produce about Starlink, they're not really like me being like some guru. It's basically us learning together. And every time I learn something new, I share it with you guys. And if I'm wrong in the commentary, you let me know when I'm wrong. So we have this really good rapport back and forth. And I just absolutely love that. Let's definitely keep that going. So now the question is Starlink right for you as of right now? And that's kind of what we're going to get into. Elon's goal has always been 42,000 Starlink satellites orbiting the globe in LEO, or low Earth orbit. This produces very high speeds at low latency because these satellites are low to the Earth, let's say, in comparison to like a HughesNet where they're up there at 1,000 plus kilometers from the planet. Elon's satellites are sitting at about 550 kilometers, half the distance, or even less than half the distance. So it is a lot quicker and once again, lower latency. Now, the current number of satellites in operation are right around 2,000 to 2,500. This is a long way from his 42,000 goal. Now, according to Maxwell over on Make Use Of, he was stating that the math just simply doesn't work. And I want to do a little bit of this math for you. Now, what he says is that Elon has reached approximately 5% of his total goal, maybe 6, right around there, not very much. Whereas if we took, let's say, 10,000 satellites as a short-term goal, he's still only at about 20%. Now, the way I see it, it's more of a growth versus sustainability issue. The problem is that Elon wants to grow the Starlink customer base at an order of magnitude, as he always says. So basically taking like 500,000 current clients and pushing that to 5 million. The problem with that is it would require the same order of magnitude of operational satellites. So from 2,000 satellites to like 20,000 satellites to be able to accommodate a minimal bandwidth promise for standard Starlink customers. That promise was 100 megabits per second down and 10 megabits per second up. And even right now, he's having a very hard time to sustain that amount of bandwidth. Now, in the last 36 hours, SpaceX has launched 3 Falcon 9 rockets full of Starlink satellites.
5, 4, 3, 2, 10. Ignition.
So let's say that each one of those Falcon 9 rockets had 50 satellites on them. That would account for 150 satellites. Well, remember, those satellites will not be operational until they hit a specific orbital distance from the planet. So this sometimes takes anywhere from 2 weeks up to 12 weeks or more for it to hit its final orbital destination. That is a long period of time. So even though they're launching at breakneck speeds, it still takes a long period of time for them to find that final orbit destination. So let's do some math. Sometimes I'm off with my math. If I'm off, let me know, but let's do some anyways. So if SpaceX launched Falcon 9 rockets each day with 50 satellites on board, so every single day there was another Falcon 9 shooting up into orbit with 50 satellites, it would take 360 days for them to get to that magic number of 20,000 satellites, right? Or 2 years for them to hit that 42,000 satellite end goal that Elon had. The problem is normally we see only about one launch per week. So to hit the magic number of 20,000 satellites, it would take 2,521 days. Did the math, wrote it down. That's 7 years, guys. That is 7 years, or 14 years if you want to hit that 42,000 satellite goal. Well, in comes Starship. So as we can see, time is not on Elon's side here. To reach his goal in a short time frame, he is required to use Starship. Why is that? Well, the Falcon 9s can carry about 50 satellites per Falcon 9 launch, whereas Starship can hold upwards of 400. That's 8 times as many satellites. Now remember, those satellites need to be version 1 or version 1.5. The problem here is none of the Falcon 9 rockets can take up a version 2. Remember, Elon's goal is to move into the version 2 satellites. Why is that? Well, they can support more traffic. They are a hell of a lot faster. The negative is they just weigh a hell of a lot. And the Falcon 9 rockets cannot bring them into orbit. So they need Starship to be online, and that has been problematic. Now, if you've been with me for the last couple of months, you'll remember that I predicted before it happened that once the business service plan for Starlink was to come online, all standard accounts would be throttled. After hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments that I received, as well as direct messages and a recent poll that I did, I would say 90% of the people that responded or commented or sent in those direct messages or did the poll, 90% of them said that their current service is 1/2 the speed of what it was when they first got Starlink. That is a major problem. Another reason not to purchase Starlink as of today is the kit cost. Now, Elon originally was spending about $3,000 per antenna or per kit to be able to push them out to the customers. The customers were spending $500, he was spending $3,000. Doesn't net very well, right? Well, the kit costs have slowly been reduced. When he launched the Generation 2 version of those antennas, the price went from $3,000 per kit down to $1,500. And as of late, I've been hearing that the kits are costing about $1,300 per kit compared to $3,000. So he's cutting that cost in half, less than half. He has also stated recently that he wants to see these units down to about $250 to $300 his cost. And if that is the case, we're going to see customers in the future most likely benefiting from that cost reduction, meaning that the cost of the kit is going to go down, most likely from $500, maybe down to $100 or possibly free, and then possibly even the monthly charge. Originally, we were paying $99 a month. Now we're paying $110 per month, and it seems to be edging up. And if you want to get a roaming service or the Starlink RV service that you could turn on and off at will, also take your antenna wherever you want to take it on the road, you're going to pay $25 more than that. So the prices have been increasing, but it's possible that these prices are going to decrease in the not too distant future, especially when the kits start coming down in price. The other problem is weather. Now, while weather wasn't that much of a problem with the Generation 1 Starlink antennas, Generation 2 have problems. They are highly susceptible to rain fade. So if there's a severe storm going on, you're going to end up with absolutely no service, or the service will be just going at a snail's pace. Also, there's a problem when it comes to extreme heat. If the unit itself hits about 122 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 50 degrees Celsius, it will go into thermal shutdown. The entire system will shut off and not reboot until the temperatures go back down to 104 degrees Celsius. Also, extreme cold is a problem, where it does have a means of melting ice by pushing the amount of watts going to the unit from about 40 or 50 watts all the way up to 150 plus watts to melt the face of the antenna. It kind of works and doesn't work. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that we still have to go out there and scrape off ice or do whatever. So while it does work, it's still not 100% perfected. Also, something that I uncovered recently was a problem with the Ethernet dongles, or those Ethernet adapters. I did an entire video on that. You can check that out maybe over here. I'll put a link down in the description or the pinned comment. Go check that out after this video. Basically, what I found out was that during a severe lightning storm, after the storm, we're seeing these dongles end up dead. So my conclusion was these things are susceptible to static discharge or static charge in the air. While the unit itself is not getting hit by lightning, the static in the air somehow is just blowing out this Ethernet adapter. While the Wi-Fi and the actual router and the modem is still working and functional, the Ethernet adapter are just simply dying out. Matter of fact, here's one that I took apart. Like I said, you can check that out in a video that I'll post down below. And I took it apart to see if anything burnt on it, and we didn't find anything burnt, but yet the Ethernet portion of it is non-functional. The other problem that I have, and I would be remiss not to tell you about, is Starlink's customer service. Over the past 6 months, it's gone from adequate to basically crap. It's abysmal. That's just simply it. There is absolutely no 1-800 number, so don't look for one. There is also no online customer service chat, 24-hour chat or something. There isn't one. There's also no direct email. Stop asking me. There is no way to directly email Starlink. The only way to get a hold of these people is through a support ticket. And the problem with the support tickets is simply this. The duration that it takes for them to respond has went from hours to days. And some people are reporting back to me it's taking weeks to get a response back. That is a big negative. That is a massive negative. So all that negativity out of the way. What is my opinion on Starlink? Should you wait or should you not? As of right now. Well, I think that there's two people out there. There are people that have some form of high-speed internet access available to them in the form of either fiber or maybe, as I call it, fat copper or cable through Comcast or whoever. If you are one of those people, you should not be going into Starlink as of today. Tomorrow, maybe. As of today, no. But if you are not one of those people and you need high-speed internet access and maybe you're in a rural area, Starlink is by far, hands down, the best ISP on the planet. Period. End of story. I don't care what you look into. I did a video on Verizon versus Starlink. Another video, maybe I'll put it here or down below. Check that out. Also, if you want to look at all of my videos on Starlink, I made a Starlink playlist just for you. Check that out. Go to my main channel and then go to playlist and then go down to Starlink. You'll see all of them. I got a whole bunch of helpful how-tos, tricks, tips, all sorts of information in there. Check that out. So yes, if you got on board with Starlink as of today, you will experience a lot of growing pains because it's new. But if you are in a rural environment, you do not have high-speed internet access, maybe you are in an RV and you're traveling from site to site, Starlink, once again, is your best option out there. Verizon, any of the cell phone providers, just forget it. They don't have unlimited, and the unlimited they have is really not unlimited. End of story. And as far as HughesNet or OneWeb or all the rest of them, they are not as good as of today. HughesNet, just forget it. The latency is just horrible, absolutely horrible. So if Starlink is listening, I want to put a plea out there from me, but also from the entire community. If you want to focus on one single thing near term, like right now, I would say focus on customer service. Yes, internet speeds are a problem. And right now we're all experiencing this problem and we're all pissed at you. But what customers are just more pissed about is not being able to communicate with you. I think people will deal with problems as long as they feel that the problems are recognized and are being worked on. And having that communication, that back and forth, will just lessen a lot of that strife. That's my personal opinion. So anyways, guys, I hope you've gotten something out of this video. If you have, please consider giving it a thumbs up. That would be just immensely appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click this little bell icon over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. And if you just want to say thank you, I would appreciate it. You can click the little thank you button down below, or you can become a member of the channel. Even better. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.